Breaking this morning, no criminal charges are being filed in the death of Prince.
We sit down with the director of the Greenspun School of Journalism and Media Studies to discuss big plans for the curriculum.
And we have a news story about last week's NAB show.
It's your 12 o'clock news show. Studio G starts right now.
Oh, the station's great. You make friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
Hello and welcome to Studio G. I'm Drea Austin.
And I'm Diana Zainudeen.
According to Carver County Attorney Marmetz, no criminal charges will be filed in the death of Prince. The recording artist died in 2016 as a result of fentanyl overdose. Federal prosecutors and the Drug Enforcement Administration launched an investigation to find out how Prince got access to the opioid. Despite it not being prescribed to him, it turns out that the overdose was accidental, and that Prince was taking counterfeit meds without knowing it. Prince was 57 years old when he died.
The Fearless Girl statue is moving to a new home. Facing the New York Stock Exchange, the statue, installed in March of 2017, was originally supposed to stand for a few days. But due to the public's embrace, the permit on the statue was extended to a full year. State Street Global Advisors, the financial firm that installed the statue, said they plan to move the statue to its long-term home by the end of this year.
Two black men that were arrested at Starbucks appeared on Good Morning America today to discuss their arrests. Rashawn Nelson and Dante Robinson were at the coffee shop for a business meeting when a store employee called 911 on them minutes after entering. The police handcuffing them, Robin said, "It didn't really hit me that what was going on, that it was real, till I was about to be double locked with my hands behind my back." Kevin Johnson, the CEO of Starbucks, is closing all 8,000 stores on May 29th for a day of racial bias training.
A foundation that helps put new shoes on children's feet are going beyond expectations. Take a look.
Advantage in children in a crisis with new shoes and socks, as well as other essential needs deemed for good health and positive children development.
You know, my husband and I started the Goody Two Shoes Foundation about 15 years ago with the notion that we were just going to actually do a couple one-day events. Yeah. We had no idea that it would grow very organically, and we would serve over 90,000 children in the last 15 years.
At 8:30, the Goody Two Shoe Foundation sets up their mobile shoe truck, line up the volunteers and the children, eagerly waiting to pair them.
My fifth time now. Love the foundation. They were actually just at my daughter's school last weekend, and so I'm incredibly thankful for what they do, not just for my kid, but for all these kids, because a lot of them really need the help.
Goody Two Shoe provides shoes for children in kindergarten all the way up into 5th grade, and they even accommodate special attention students.
So the first thing that happens is we measure the kids' feet, and then they go into a sorting station where we start to sort them by size, based on the shoe size they might need. They get 6 pairs of socks, and then we have them try on a pair of socks right off the bat for hygiene reasons. Obviously, trying on a new pair of shoes, we want to make sure everybody's in brand new socks. Then they step up into the trailer to our pairing station where they meet the Rick, typically, who will introduce them to their volunteer, and then their volunteer will take them to their shoe size and help them select any properly fitting pair of shoes they would like. The choice is up to the child, but the properly fitting responsibility is that of the volunteer. Then they step out of the trailer to our double check station and check out, and then today we're distributing toothbrush kits as well, and they'll grab that, then they'll head back to class and the volunteer will get in line again.
Not only were the volunteers excited to help the children, but the children were excited to work with them. Take a look.
Who are you going to show when you get home?
My mom.
Is she going to be excited? Just excited as you are? Is it your first pair of shoes of the school year?
Yes.
Happy that I got new shoes because
The other one's hurt.
There's other opportunities, but you don't really see the end result. This is immediate, right? You see the smile on the kids' faces. You see the happiness in their eyes. It's truly amazing event. I'm committed now, right? I just told Nikki that she can't get rid of me now.
Children are our future, and Goody Two Shoes hopes to build a better nation one foot at a time. They're always looking for volunteers and any ways to get involved. You can go to their website at goodytwoshoes.org to sign up at any one of your local elementary schools. For Studio G, I'm Drea Austin.
That's adorable. I love that. Again, be sure to visit their website. They are always looking for volunteers every Friday of the school year, right here in the Valley.
A thief makes off with unusual haul. CNN reporter Brandy Cummings has more on the story.
In a matter of minutes, surveillance video shows a truck drive into the Future Farmers of America parking lot just after 3 this morning.
Obviously knew what they were doing because it's as far away from the cameras as humanly possible.
Executive Director Matt Patton says the thief broke through a gate, then spent about 5 minutes breaking the lock on this white cargo trailer, all before driving away into the darkness.
When they pulled in, the headlights were on, which reflected off the camera, making it impossible to see the license plate. And when they left, they were hooked to the trailer, so you couldn't see the license plate that way either.
Inside, more than $832,000 worth of materials, audiovisual equipment, and awards, including 8,000 Disneyland tickets for the 90th annual FFA Leadership Conference in Anaheim that begins on Sunday.
I don't think the individual had any idea what was in the vehicle.
Patton says the tickets have been canceled and new ones will be printed.
Financially, we're not going to be out any money for that. It's just more of an inconvenience.
In Sacramento County, I'm Brandy Cummings, KCRA 3 News.
It is still unclear whether the thief was caught, but what he stole was no monetary value.
When we come back, we have your daily weather update.
And we have Dr. Kevin Stoker joining us in the studio.
Don't go anywhere. Studio G will be right back.
Friends, you gain skills, you learn how to do all this stuff with audio. It's a fantastic thing.
I can grow with everyone and everybody supports me as well as I can support them.
I think it's great. I think it's a blessing to have this kind of equipment from the Greenspun family as well as the state of Nevada.
And it's really informative to see, how a radio show really works.
Now that I do it, I have friends, I have people that want to hang out, and I get to play music a lot.
It's very good too because we have all the top of the line equipment to work with and students here that can help you out, so it's a very, very good way to get involved in the radio.
As far as Studio G, at first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own. And that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
Hello and welcome to today's weather report. Today, currently it is 63 degrees outside. It's getting a little chilly. It's a high of 66 and a low of 51. It's still mostly sunny outside, but the winds are really high. There is a wind advisory. The wind right now currently is 23 miles per hour. So be cautious as you're going outside today on what you're wearing. Our picture of the day is marijuana plants from CNN, courtesy of them. Tomorrow is 420. A lot of dispensaries and weed shops are doing special deals on this day. I know they have pre-rolls there. Also, we want to encourage people to be safe while driving and consuming marijuana on their 420 venture tomorrow. So, yes, for the weather today, again, it's 66 degrees, mostly sunny, windy, and a low of 51. Tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny. It's going to be 82, but you never know with the wind. It might be a little bit cooler, and the low is going to be 60. Going into the weekend, it's still warm. On Saturday, it's going to be 85 degrees. And right now in the valley, it is pretty chilly. If you can look in the north, there's Centennial's 57, Summerlin 57, North Las Vegas and across Las Vegas and Green Valley and Henderson is where you start to see this mid-60s, not too hot still, and the wind is all over the valley. And right now on campus currently, it is 63 degrees, mostly sunny and really windy, 23 miles per hour wind like I mentioned. The humidity is 17%. And tonight on campus, it is 53 degrees. There's going to be winds from 9 to 16 miles per hour, so still pretty windy, which is going to make it chilly. It's going to be partly cloudy, and the humidity is only 15%. And across the valley, or the country, sorry, it is going to be a little chilly on the East Coast. We have 44 degrees in Boston, 47 in New York. As we go into the Midwest, it's kind of warm, getting a little chilly. Texas is 84. Albuquerque, we're seeing 70s. LA, we're seeing 65 degrees. They're also having a festival there, so be aware of that when you go. And San Francisco, and there's like a rain coming down, so be careful if you're going to LA. Portland and Seattle, they're seeing some sunshine and not any more rain. So that's all we have for the weather today. Now back to the anchor desk.
Thanks, Drea. Finding a job after college can be extremely stressful. Luckily, UNLV criminal justice majors the opportunity to meet with career professionals and get some ideas about what they might want to do after graduation. UNLV's Criminal Justice Career Fair took place in the Student Union Ballroom Tuesday morning. The event was filled with representatives from different agencies, including U.S. Immigration Services, the Las Vegas Rescue Mission, and even the Secret Service. UNLV provided free refreshments while students were able to get information about the field of criminal justice. Many agencies say they are always looking for new recruits and that they are happy to see so many students interested in the field of public service.
2 people were rescued after a car crashed into a lake in the Desert Shores community on Monday morning. Managed to get out of the car and onto the roof of their car, waiting to be rescued. One of them could not swim, so they both had to be assisted out of the water. Firefighters used a hose to pull them back to shore. The car was completely submerged underwater and the headlights still were on, as you can see visible through the water. Police say impairment may have been a factor in the car crash into the lake. This is still an ongoing investigation. This is the second time this year that a car has crashed into the lake at Desert Shores. The last crash was in February that left 1 person dead. Coming back, we sit down and talk with Dr. Stoker.
Don't go anywhere.
Evening jazz. I mainly play a lot of contemporary jazz music from the 1960s up until about 2012, 2013. When I go on, just explain who it was, the name of the song, the name of the artist, maybe the name of the album, their career. I just hope that everybody enjoys it and appreciate it for the kind of music it is and how great it is. My name is Sam, and I host Sunday Evening Jazz on the rebelhd2.com.
Get to do an internship, you have to do an internship. It's one of the requirements for a journalism major. You have to do an internship before you can graduate.
Definitely having an internship as a requirement really helps push yourself out there and to just remind you that your graduation is coming up soon. You're going to have to need some work experience in your career. So it's really good to put yourself out there early on, and they tend to help students a lot more. So when you do a student internship, it really helps out a lot.
Welcome back to Studio G. Today I'm here with the director of the Greenspun School of Journalism and Media Studies, Dr. Kevin Stoker. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I'm going to start off by asking, when did you start working at UNLV?
I started July 1st, 2017.
That's awesome. And what changes do you want to make to the curriculum?
Well, we've already instituted some changes in the curriculum, what we've been doing, and working with our Dr. Gary Larson, head of our curriculum committee, we have added several new classes, including digital and social media, mobile storytelling. We've added other classes in anchoring and things that will beef up the curriculum. We've also added storytelling and design. So our new curriculum will start out with students taking digital and social media, storytelling and design, foundations, and a writing course. So the idea is we want to be relevant and updated. And I think we're there with that.
Absolutely. And how did you go about implementing those changes? Did it take a while to get those changes started?
Yeah, well, it takes a while to make the changes we did. We also did some other things. We also kind of cleaned up the curriculum. We had a lot of prereqs that were kind of holding students back. And so we've kind of streamlined those prerequisites so students can get through the program more smoothly. That's our hope. We've also dropped some classes that we weren't teaching and trying to focus on giving students the opportunity to get experience or get opportunities to take classes that are very much relevant to today, while at the same time to be able to move through the curriculum and get structure in the curriculum so that they know what to take and they can get through and graduate.
That's definitely going to be a lot easier for students as well. So.
Well, I hope, but
yeah.
You keep in mind that change will be a little bit uncomfortable at first. But I think we've been working with advising to make sure that it's as smooth as possible.
And where do you see the Greenspun School of Journalism and Media Studies 3 to 5 years from now?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say 3 to 5 years from now, I see us as having a very active digital and social media agency. UNLV-TV and also the radio station will be very active and moving forward, and it'll be one joint operation in new media. And I see on the curriculum side, I see us moving more towards developing a new one-year master's program, professional master's program, and also having classes that are going to better prepare them for the new digital and social media environment.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. It was great having you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
When we come back, we have a new story about last week's NAB show. Stay tuned.
We are member supported. KUNV 91.5, The Source. Here's why you should become a member. Become a part of the public radio family while keeping jazz alive in Southern Nevada. Every member receives a discount card to businesses and restaurants around the valley, along with a premium of KUNV branded items, exclusive access to KUNV ticket giveaways for concerts and events, and private members-only events with prominent musicians such as Paul Taylor, Vincent Ingala, and many more. We are 91.5 The Source, and that source is you. So become a member today.
It's awesome. I didn't know what I was getting into. I thought it was just going to be fun, just me in a room playing music. And it's blossomed into something beyond what I imagined. Like, people just love it. There's like, a lot of people are eager and excited to be a part of UNLV radio. A lot of people didn't even know UNLV had a radio station. So I'm glad to be bringing that awareness to the Vegas community.
It feels great. You know, it's a great accomplishment because it starts as something that nobody knows about, and you get to build it from the ground up. So it builds your work ethic. It also gives you a sense of accomplishment when it's like, man, we made it. We did something. We made something that nobody else has made. So
it's great to be part of the student community and having to bring something to the student body with music, which is one of my passions.
I feel like it's giving me a voice, and not just for me, but for people who has had something they are passionate about. And I just want to, keep that conversation going and let other people see what we're talking about here.
It's amazing to have an opportunity to play whatever it is that you want to play. It's also a great way to connect and meet with new artists, great people, just music lovers in general.
What's up? It's your girl Scribe Cash. This is
the Prince Madison. This is The Takeover.
Played by the Video Games Live Orchestra.
Yeah, on Twitter at Miles Low Music and Action.
Welcome back. A cockfighting ring was busted in Kansas City. Missouri reporter Ariel Ruffle takes a look behind the fence.
Barnyard sounds in a city backyard. Officers rescuing rooster after rooster from behind this Kansas City home.
We had roosters, we had hens, and we had baby chicks.
All a part of what investigators are calling a backyard blood sport, a suspected cockfighting ring.
This is not an everyday occurrence where we come into contact with something with this number of animals at a location.
114 birds, roosters, hens, and baby chicks, and 13 dogs loaded into these cars. Investigators taking 41 Action News into the backyard to get a closer look at this once secret operation.
This is where all of the birds were kept, the roosters separated.
Also found cages, training tools for stamina and endurance, sharp blades to attach to the bird's feet, as well as supplements including B12 and Cairo syrup, which investigators say are used to feed and treat birds after fights.
This is not typical here in Kansas City, Missouri.
In fact, the city's animal shelter telling 41 Action News this is the first alleged cockfighting ring they can remember in city limits.
They train those animals to attack the other one and disable the other bird. And the winner of that bird is the one who would receive that purse or the prize money.
A dangerous sport, illegal in all 50 states. Reporting in Kansas City, Ariel Rothfield, 41 Action News.
According to the Humane Society of the United States, as of 2011, 39 states have passed felony cockfighting laws. Nevada is one of those states.
Last week's NAB show featured the latest technology in the media industry, some of it shown off in a way you might not expect.
NAB show was a success.
It's a highlight every year for the most part, is seeing all the new technology, and it seems to change so much from year to year.
It's unbelievable the amount of advice that's given to you for going into the field, the advice that's given to you based on software, and then you also get to meet new people all over the world that come to this convention.
Many new technologies were unveiled at this year's show, including cameras that could film at an 8K resolution. You would have to arrange 16 full HD TVs into a 4x4 grid pattern to get the same picture quality that an 8K camera can provide. Companies like Canon, Sharp, and Sony all showed off these cameras, using sets with real actors. The cameras were set up in front of these sets so that attendees could try using them.
Those exhibits have been set up at NAB for years and years. I mean, going back even before the introduction of high-definition TV. It's kind of a mainstay, particularly with companies like Sony and Canon, in terms of being able to see how the technology works, number one, and number two, what the picture is going to look like as well.
For Studio G, I'm Connor Glisson.
That's crazy.
All right, so it looks like there wasn't as much exposure this year compared to previous years. What do you think about that?
Yeah, like I heard in the news, like I guess not a lot of companies are paying for their employees to go and like see all this cool technology when they should, you know, because they need this type of, I guess, exposure to it so they can take it back and incorporate it into their own companies. Because that was pretty cool, like all those cameras they have and all the things they do, they can show people how to better themselves, you know, in the technology field. But hey, that's pretty cool still. I wish Studio G would send their employees
maybe
to
one
go
day
and watch, you know. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of Studio G.
We hope to see all of you again next week. Have a great day, Rebels.